To game or to read? That is the question. Starting this channel off, I, Sam, and my friend Josh will be doing a 7 to 9 part series on the book Blood Meridian by Cormac McCarthy. In this series, we'll be going chapter by chapter, discussing our thoughts as well as giving some literary analysis while playing a video game. For this series, we're going to be doing 7 to 9 discussions on Call of Duty Zombies, Minecraft, and then the final discussions of this book will take place on Red Dead Redemption 2. To start off our first part of the series, we're going to be doing the Call of Duty Custom Zombies map, The Last Chime, which is a custom Western Zombies map you can find on the Steam Workshop. For our first discussion, we'll be going over the first 2 chapters of Blood Meridian. If you like this video, please leave a like and subscribe, and enjoy. Can we buy a door?
Anyway, Blood Meridian.
Blood Meridian.
Meridian of Blood.
Or The Evening Redness in the West, I think is the alternate title.
That's correct. Evening redness in the West.
Before we get into just like the general content of chapter 1 and chapter 2, what's your impression of like the book so far? Just like general first impressions. I found up a field part.
Oh, nice. It definitely has that kind of old school biblical rhetoric in the way that he talks and in the way the characters talk. It's very prophetic.
Yes.
There.
Very
And there are words I
descriptive.
didn't know, so I had to do some
Oh
Googling.
yeah. I'm glad you did that because I kind of just struggled through. I didn't look up the words. I should have. I was just reading and I was like, I'll figure this out later, and I didn't do that. I did look up bung starter. I looked up that.
Oh yeah.
But no. Um, I was gonna give you some of my thoughts, like reading it for the first time. So this reads a lot like his other book that I've read, which was No Country for Old Men. Although this is very different. The setting's different. The way the story is told is different. But like some things are the same. Like it's very descriptive, like that book was. No Country for Old Men was kind of like a neo-western. Like you've seen the movie, right?
Yeah.
So it's kind of like a western, but in the modern day. Very descriptive. You got because the setting is so expansive. You got like Texas and maybe like, well, in No Country for Old Men, it was like all of West Texas. In this book, it might be a little bit bigger. It might be from like Louisiana or Tennessee to like California is like the setting. Just moving across, traveling for several days, things of that matter. You got a big setting, a historical setting, so there's like a lot of historical context. No Country for Old Men was like the 80s, Texas in the 80s. This is Texas right after the Texas Revolution, 1849. Right now in the story, I mean, is Texas right after the Texas Revolution. Parts of it. And this book is hard to read, in my opinion. I think it's a lot harder to read than City of Thieves and Siddhartha.
I would agree.
And so I'm rereading stuff multiple times, but it's taking me longer to finish the chapters. But I do really like it. I find it really interesting. I don't know, maybe just the way he writes, it kind of hooks me in, even though some parts I kind of get lost in.
Yeah.
Um, but it is really interesting to see where the thought process goes. And I really am not sure where the story is going. I know, like I read the summary on the back. It's about like the time of collecting Indian scalps is something like what the summary said on the back of the book. Um, we have our protagonist who is a kid,
Yeah.
and then we do have another notable character, um, the judge. Have I told you about the judge already?
No, not yet.
Okay, well, I don't want to spoil anything, but we have the judge. We have the
Yeah.
judge. He was introduced in chapter 1.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and those are it for my thoughts. I wanted to say real quick, if you don't mind, there are these quotes at the beginning of the book. Did your I don't know if your book had these quotes, but this is what kind of like what my intro to the book was. There were 3 different quotes. One was Paul Valery, one was Jacob Boehm, and one was the Yuma Daily Sun. I think these were quotes. I don't know if these were just like putting the book into context, or if they're like talking about Cormac McCarthy directly. You mind if I read them real quick? They're each like a little
No,
small
go ahead.
paragraph.
Go ahead.
So Paul Valley, this was my intro to the book. Like I didn't have an introduction. I had these 3 quotes and then the book started. But this is a quote from Paul Valery. It says, "Your ideas are terrifying and your hearts are faint. Your acts of pity and cruelty are absurd, committed with no calm, as if they were irresistible. Finally, you fear blood more and more. Blood in time." That was one quote. And another quote was, "It is not to be thought that the life of darkness is sunk in misery and lost as if in sorrowing. There is no sorrowing, for sorrow is a thing that is swallowed up in death, and death and dying are the very life of the darkness." And then finally, the quote from that was from Jacob Boehm. And then finally, from the Yuma Daily Sun, it said, this one's dated. The other 2 quotes weren't dated, but this one's dated June 13th, 1982. "Clark, who led last year's expedition to the Afar region of northern Ethiopia, and UC Berkeley colleague Tim D. White also said that a re-examination of a 300,000-year-old fossil skull found in the same region earlier showed evidence of having been scalped." So, but most importantly, I think this book probably provides some really good connotation as to what really happens in the time of the Wild West. Like not like a stylized version of it, because we have like our ideas through games and TV shows, you know what I mean?
Yeah, like
Like
this game we're in right now.
this game, like we have like this idea of what it was, almost like a fantastical time period. But Cormac McCarthy is going to show us that this time period is like it exists within its own frame of reference, like for a reason, I guess. You know. But I don't know what the bigger themes are of the book. I just know already we've had quite a lot go down in like the first pages. Um Now before we like summarize what happened in the first 2 chapters, I just want to say this opening paragraph, or maybe like the first 3 paragraphs, just I think they're just so cool. They like set the tone of the book. I'm not going to read the whole 3 paragraphs, but I want to read a couple sentences. Um Also every chapter gives you the rundown of what happens that chapter, like very 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 shortly. Or at least my version does. Does your book also do that?
Yeah, mine has little like 2-word things and then separates it with M dashes. It tells
Yeah.
you what essentially happened, like the key events in the chapter.
Yeah. So chapter 1 with the M dashes is childhood in Tennessee, runs away, New Orleans, fights, is shot, to Galveston, Nacogdoches, the Reverend Green, Judge Holden, an affray, Toadvine, burning of the hotel, escape. That's chapter 1, or the very succinct summary of chapter 1. So we have like 4 different areas. We have Tennessee, New Orleans. Yeah, 4 different areas. Tennessee, New Orleans, Galveston, and Nacogdoches. Do you know where Nacogdoches is, by the way?
Yeah, I think that's East Texas, like north kind of east central Texas, something like that.
I want to say it's either a little north or a little south of Waco, but I think it's on that I-35 corridor, like to Dallas.
Yeah.
It's in that area. So I guess he got to Galveston by water, and then he got to Nacogdoches by like mule, maybe.
Yeah, he must have taken some U shape and gone south from Tennessee, hit New Orleans, then gone down across the Gulf, hit Galveston, and then went back north again, get to
Yeah,
Nacogdoches.
yeah.
I'm gonna
And
shoot this guy.
then yeah,
But
go
keep going.
ahead. And then so we have some cool sentences here. The very opening sentence of I'm gonna buy a gun. The very opening sentence of of chapter 1. See the child is pale and thin. He wears a thin and ragged linen shirt. So so we get the description of the child who we get to learn is the kid. Um and then there's some nice description here of like the landscape and his background. And then we get a little context. He's like he's very quick. Like he kind of sometimes he like says something really quickly and then you kind of have to just absorb it while you keep reading. But he says, "Night of your birth, 33. The Leonids they were called. God, how the stars did fall. I looked for blackness, holes in the heavens, the dipper stove." What's already round 4? Aren't we on round 2 or were we on round 3?
We were on round 3, and then I think we got a nuke, and it was kind of quick. So,
Okay. Is
oh,
this
I
an
went down.
automatic? Ooh. Oh, we got the soul box filled.
Yeah.
Okay, I think I'll come get you in a second. Oh, there's quite a few zombies. Oh no, we're almost out of the round. So, do you know the context for like the Leonids? Like, do you know about the event?
I don't, and I actually didn't look that part up.
This is something that I've learned about from Reddit a few times. It's the 1833 Leonid shower. Basically, there was this meteor shower. So, do you care if I get the nuke?
Now go for it.
I'm gonna try and get it. You're gonna kill the zombie. There was this meteor shower that happened in 1833, and it wasn't just like Texas or Tennessee. I think it was like, I guess like all of North America, right? Something like that. Maybe it was a certain region, but um, there was this meteor shower in 1833 called the Leonid meteor shower, and it was it was such a weird, like astronomical event of these
Oh,
meteors that took up so much of. Oh no, I might go down. That took up so much of the night sky. People thought the world was ending. Like they were like it was just like for like a few hours, just non-stop shooting stars in the night sky. And it was like so bright. Like there's like this painting that someone did, and it just shows the sky full of like shooting stars. Um so it was pretty cool where he was like, night of your birth. The night of his birth was the Leonid shower. And it's like, God, how the stars did fall. It's almost like maybe his birth was a sign of things to come, potentially. I think I can get you.
thank you. Maybe
Um
I did hear this before. This sounds kind of familiar.
there's like this famous painting or a picture of like all the stars coming down. Uh anyway, it's cool like how our Western story starts off with that. Um oh no.
Uh-oh. Oh
That's
no, I've been
not
grabbed.
good. You can shoot it, you can shoot it.
Oh, I was
Oh.
reloading while I did that, so he got me.
But you know when you're grabbed you can like shoot his claw?
Yeah, but I was reloading when he's grabbing me.
Oh, he missed. Oh, he almost got me. I need to kill as many zombies as I can. Oh my gosh. This map is hard.
It's a little hard. They just all run.
Yeah. But a Panzer on round 6?
That is a little unlucky.
Okay, while I'm doing this, you want to talk about the book?
Sure.
Never mind. Dang it. Okay, I won't die on round 1 this time.
I will also try not to die on round 1. But I can pick up some of the things that you were saying. So, were we still in that first few paragraphs? Born in 1833, that's oh my gosh, I forgot they were running.
Yeah, we're on the first paragraph, but you want to just talk about like the general what happened in chapter 1? We could do that too.
Sure.
I
Oh
got
my
I got
God.
killed by my grenade.
Yeah, so the little short paragraph or the thing in the beginning of the chapters that summarizes is pretty good. We start out in Tennessee where the character is born. I don't think we've learned the name. Even in up to chapter 3, I don't think we've learned the name, and I'm wondering if he's going to be a known protagonist in general.
Oh yeah.
He born in Tennessee during the Leonids, as you said. Um, he has a father who I think was I can't remember if he was a school teacher or something like that, but you don't get a lot of description of the dad because it also tells you that despite I guess him being a school teacher in some way or another, that the kid is not literate, so he does not read nor does he write, and he runs away at age 14 years old. And then he has this kind of quick. Oh my gosh, I got stuck again. He has a quick journey over the first couple of chapters. I think a year later, he's 15 years old. He's in New Orleans. He um, has gone through several of these rough and tumble stages in his life where he doesn't really have a stable source of income or work. He just kind of wanders from place to place, gets into trouble, scrappily gets enough that he can eat or be kind of clothed, trades for things. In New
No.
Orleans, I think it's in New Orleans where he gets shot, and then he gets taken care of by some lady in a hotel or something like that. And then
Yeah.
once he recovers after a couple weeks, he doesn't have enough money to pay her, so he just kind of runs away from that. Ends up on a boat, which I think gets him to Galveston. Then from Galveston, I can't remember how he gets to Nacogdoches. Oh, I'm so dead.
That bench, right? You didn't see it?
Yeah, I got stuck.
That bench is such a troll.
Yeah, is this bench? Yeah, this one. I did get caught right here
Yeah.
in this little corner. So it goes to Nacogdoches. Oh, I may have gotten stuck at some point in the Galveston arc, but just to summarize, I think it is in Nacogdoches where he ends up in a space that we've kind of stopped going through time as quickly, and it's raining. I think they're in a field of sorts, and he goes into this big tent where a reverend has been holding a sermon
Can I say a
for
few things before you talk about the Reverend?
yeah, fill it in.
So one thing I wanted to say was it seems like his dad, like the reason why he ran away was because his dad hates him. I think. I don't know. That's kind of like my interpretation.
Yeah,
I don't know. Did you feel that way when you read that part, or
I can't remember if I got the feeling that his dad hated him,
the fact
but
that his dad was a schoolmaster and that he didn't teach his kid how to read? That's why I was like, and you know, like that seems kind of strange.
yeah. I think at one point, I think the dad's also a drinker.
Oh yeah,
So I think the kid certainly hates his dad. I think he resents his dad, and maybe even more so because he's a school teacher and he
Oh,
himself
that's
is
another
illiterate.
good point. Um, he had a sister, and his sister died during childbirth, along with his mom.
Yeah.
And that was in the first. I'm just looking at the paragraph right now. What was really interesting, and I might go down. What was really interesting is that at the very beginning, as a kid, because he's called the kid later, but like in this first page, he's called the child. They say see the child. Um, oh shoot. What was really interesting is already at a very young age, it says he can neither read nor write, and in him broods already a taste for mindless violence. So he's a very violent person. Uh, the kid. Um, and I think that's it. And then now you can, if you want, you can talk about the Nacogdoches.
Yeah. But that's a great way of saying that this kid is, even from the beginning, representative of that wild. He puts the wild in Wild West because he himself is just short of basically like a savage child. Doesn't read,
Yeah,
doesn't write, just gets into trouble, fights people. Um, even from a young age, is predisposed to be violent for kind of no reason. And throughout the first two chapters, and I will hint at you that in the third chapter, this is not different. He's just he just gets into fights almost on instinct. Some X
yeah.
ammo here. But in Nacogdoches, we end up in this tent. It's been raining for I think 2 weeks in a row, and to get out of the rain, you end up in this tent where this reverend is preaching on and on and on and on. And I think at this point, the kid meets a teamster, which I
Yeah,
believe is a like kind of like a ranch hand, I think, or like a something like that. They have some kind of talk, and part of the difficulty, and oh my gosh, is that guy? Oh, it's dogs.
I found power.
Oh, nice. There's a dog coming after you.
This is a weird map. I mean, it's dark, but I kind of like the layout.
Well, I like this big open area.
And it fits our discussion because we keep dying.
We do keep dying. Everything is so fast.
Yeah,
Can't get
everything
away
is
from
really
anything.
fast.
So the Reverend is saying something which it's probably some fire and brimstone thing. It wasn't memorable enough to me, clearly, because I forgot exactly what he was saying. But there's some discussion, I think it's between the Teamster and the kid, that
I think
maybe
he was
happened
talking
on
about the rain,
outside.
right? Wasn't it when they were talking about Nacogdoches? They said it had been raining for 16 days straight.
Yeah.
And then I think he asked the kid, he was like, "What do you like? What were your thoughts on the rain?" The kid was like, "I don't know." Oh my gosh,
Oh,
another
yeah.
Panzer.
Oh, now I'm being sucked in again. I didn't
Okay,
realize.
we might die. We might die. We might die.
I
Oh, oh,
did
oh,
not realize.
oh my gosh! I'm so bad. I had it. I had it, dude.
I can't believe both times that the Panzers appeared, I have been reloading right as he grabs me. Um, yeah, it's been raining so long, and the only reprieve is this tent. And then as
Where
the
the
preacher
oh
is,
yeah, the reprieve is the 10th. That's why he has so many people listening to him.
yeah,
Yeah,
but he's been droning on and on and on. I don't think that many people in the tent actually care about what he's saying. I
yeah,
think they're just trying to get out of the rain, and it is just adds to the lawless feeling of this place that it doesn't really feel like God is here or anything is here. It's just the wilderness that's being populated by people who don't really have any regard for anything other than getting what they need. And so,
yeah,
even though there's a church here and there's buildings and saloons and hotels, it's there's nothing really there's no real authority out here other than force itself. So, the judge comes in I believe this is what happens next. The judge comes in and he starts accusing the reverend of being a false priest, that he's not actually reverend and that maybe he can't even read.
He accuses him of
And
a bunch of stuff. He accuses him of being illiterate. I think he does. He accuse him of like raping, of being a rapist.
I can't remember. He
Oh
accuses him
shoot.
of some heinous crime. It might be something like that. And the
Uh-oh.
crowd starts becoming irate with this priest, even though there's not really any proof of any of this happening, but it's the judge who comes in and says it all. And so at this point, people are getting very loud and upset, and the priest is trying to throw the blame back at the judge and say that this person is, this is the devil in front of you or something around of that nature. And they run the
Yeah.
priest out of the tent with people chasing after him. I can't remember what happens to him after. I think the priest is just gone. I don't know if they killed him.
I think he gets shot to
Or
death.
does he get shot?
Well, like no, it doesn't say, and we're gonna. That's the thing is like I'm gonna buy this next door.
Okay, I'm gonna go down.
All right. That's the thing. Like a lot of times when there's like some violence, it's descriptive, but it doesn't outright say, "Oh, this person died." Like, but like, and it happens like multiple times throughout these first two chapters, which we'll get to in a bit. But like the priest, for example, it says that there's a bunch of gunshots, like as the kid and the teamster are leaving because they're trying to escape the chaos. They cut a hole in the tent and then they start leaving. Um, and then it says gunshots are fired.
Oh no, I didn't escape that. Oh, I didn't mean to do that, but there we go.
That's okay. This map's tough.
This map is quite hard.
I'm gonna buy the door to power. We just need to find Jug and maybe we can survive the Panzer round.
Yeah, I think I could survive the pans around if I was not reloading at the exact time when. Yeah, maybe I just need to train the zombies a little longer instead of shooting them.
I haven't
I
had
also just
anything but
run
the
out of bullets.
M14.
Hmm?
I said I haven't had anything but the M14.
Yeah, I had a gun from the mystery box earlier. The grenades just don't help so much because they're so fast. They run past the grenades.
Yeah. Oh, insta-kill, insta-kill.
Okay. Okay, I have a crawler there. Just
Alright,
a little
awesome.
moment of time. Is the mystery box
Alright,
still here?
maybe... Wait. Before you buy the mystery box. Oh, Jug
Are
isn't
those
through this door. Well, no.
Oh,
I'll buy it. I'll buy it.
wait, no, I have more money than you. Oh, okay.
Oh, wait. Oh, I thought I had more money. My bad.
Is power in here? Did you turn it on already or no?
Yeah, it's on.
Oh, there's a whole server room in here. It's kind of odd. It's weird. Oh, I fell through this hole. Okay, well. I guess I'll buy Jug. I don't know if that was a good idea. I have 6 bullets left. Maybe I should have bought the. Well, anyway, the judge comes in. Yeah, and in all of the hectic fighting that's going on and the people piling after the judge, the teamster and the kid cut a hole in the tent and escape. And I think they somehow end up at, is it a bar or a saloon or a diner or something like that.
Yeah,
And the
in the
judge is
main
also there.
plaza. Yeah, he's
Yeah, in the
already
plaza.
there.
The judge is already there. And then a bunch of the people, I guess, who were in the tent and who had run the reverend out come in and see the judge and they buy him a drink. And then they ask him, "How did you know what he did in Fort?" I can't remember. And he goes, "I don't know what you're talking about." And he says, the guy's crimes. When were you there? He said, I've never been there. And he's like, "Well, then who told you about it?" He's like, "No one's ever told me about that." And he's like, "Well, how did you know about this judge?" And it's like, "What judge? I don't know that guy." And then they're all kind of confused for a moment, and then they all kind of get that he just essentially stirred chaos for maybe no reason, or
Yeah.
without any pretext. And then they all start laughing. That so like the chaos is not bothersome to them. They were actually more angry at the judge for what he was accused of doing, and were not angry at the fact that he actually didn't do it at all, and they may have shot or killed this guy. Kind of as a not maybe not as a joke, but just because like that chaos does not batter an eye for anyone.
Well, you're saying the judge. You mean the reverend, right? Like,
Yeah.
yeah, the reverend. They're like, how did you know? So it was an 11-year-old girl. That's what the judge accused the reverend of like trying to groom or get in bed with an 11-year-old, or had been in bed with an 11-year-old. Oh, this is a debris right here. This is 1,000.
Yeah. Oh, that thing.
Yeah, and there's a
Oh,
this Aces Hide store is 1,000 debris as well. Yeah,
okay.
and yeah,
Cool.
and the reverend before all the shots are fired, he calls the judge Satan. He says, "This
Hmm.
is him right here." And then they move to the next part, which is focused on the kid. But that was our introduction to the judge. And apparently the judge is like very white. They gave a description.
Isn't he the big, tall guy with the bald head?
An
Big.
enormous man dressed in an oilcloth. He was bald as a stone, and he had no trace of beard, and he had no brows to his eyes, nor lashes. And he was close to 7 feet in height.
Mm.
And then he took his hat off, and it seemed like, oh, it's because he's in the house of God, but no, he took it out. He took it off just to get the rain off, and then he put it back on. And then he starts the accusations against the Reverend.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the first 9 pages. And then the kid meets the hermit.
The hermit. Is that Toad Toad Man?
Toadman.
Toadvine. Toad.
Toadman.
It's really funny to me how they meet, because it's just an illustration of how crazy this whole place is. That I think it's still raining, and the kid goes out to pee or use the bathroom. He goes to an outhouse, which is called the Jake, I learned. And or that's what the Jake means. They're going across two planks because there's mud everywhere. So they're just walking across these rickety planks just to go to the outhouse. And this guy's coming up. I think it's nighttime. This guy's coming up. He's got like a bottle in his hand, and he just says, "Not really. It's not really that much of an instigation." I would have thought, "You just get out of my way," because he's gonna walk past him. And the
Yeah.
kid, I don't think gives that much dialogue in return. It's not like an argument. The kid just kicks him in the jaw, and then they have a fight. And the guy's like, "I'm gonna kill you. I'll kill you." And then they scuffle about in the mud. I think the guy pulls out a knife, or maybe the kid has a knife. Maybe they
He
both.
the
I think they
kid
both have
hits
knives.
him. The kid hit the man and shattered the bottle against the side of his head. So,
Oh yeah. So then they're
oh,
they're
the kid when the
scuffing.
kid hit him. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh yeah, keep. What were you gonna say?
So yeah, they start or the kid starts the instigation with the kick to the jaw, and then the man who's like kind of, I don't know if they're both drunk or if the man is drunk. I think they're both drunk. He said, "I'm gonna kill you," and then he has a bottle. So the man swung with the bottle, and the kid ducked, and he swung again, and the kid stepped back. The kid has some good moves. Like when he gets in these fights, he can faint or not faint. What's the word?
I think
He
faint
get
is the right word.
isn't faint when you do something and then you attack back, or no, faint is
Oh,
just like when you dodge.
I think it's when you dodge and maybe it puts you in a better position to attack.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. I'm not a fighter. That may be wrong.
Someone kn- that does fencing would know what faint means.
Probably.
Um,
But it's not, he didn't counter him because I think that would, in the fencing world, would be a parry. Which he doesn't do.
oh, the kid hit him. So the kid doesn't have anything. He does have a knife, but he doesn't have it like in his hands. He has it in his boot, I think.
Mm-hmm.
The kid hit him, and then the man shattered the bottle against the side of his head.
Yeah.
Um, I
And
think
then
against
someone
the
else
kids
comes
though.
up, right? Does someone else show up?
Yeah,
Because then that you hear this big sound of boots coming through the mud with this kind of sucking sound, which is very descriptive of how the boots, about how the steps come through. And the person has, who I don't think we ever figure out who this person is, but the person has a shillelagh,
Shalala.
shillelagh. Clearly, I've never heard this word out loud before. Shillelagh.
I think it's called a Shalala.
It's a
Yeah,
club,
yeah,
big
it's a club. It's a big
stick,
stick.
and whaps him on the head and knocks the kid out. And then he wakes up in the mud, and it's daytime, and Toadvine is there still. And now I guess they're not gonna kill each other anymore. It's, the moment's over, and then the kid just starts looking for his boots. There's not really any dialogue to recount what happened in the night, or I'm
I thought
sorry, or I hate you. It's just like it's just done.
I thought the person who hit him with the Shalala was Toadvine.
I
Did I
don't
read
think so.
that wrong?
Unless, well,
Oh,
I don't know, because it seemed to me that there's no description of how he ended up with that weapon, which is why I was wondering if some other person just came and knocked him out. Because, and the other thing is that Toadvine said he was going to kill him, so I feel like if Toadvine had the shillelagh, he would have just killed him with it. But I don't
well,
know.
I thought the Shalala was like so the man. So they're referring to the man. The man looked out over the lot and spat and looked at the boy again. Can you not get up? And then the kid said, "I don't know. I ain't tried." And then the man said, "I never meant to break your neck." And then the kid said, "No." And then the man said, "I meant to kill ye." I thought the person with the shillelagh was trying to kill, and that's why he said, "I never meant to break your neck." But because he said he couldn't get up, he thought he was he thought maybe like the man maybe thought the kid was paralyzed.
Yeah,
But yeah, I mean maybe you're right. Maybe the shillelagh was just some random dude, and then the man was the one he was trying to fight.
yeah. I don't know. I guess it doesn't matter too much because he wakes up and it's just the two of them.
Kid and Toadvine.
Yeah, the kid and Toadvine. And then they kind of make up. The kid finds his boots, uh, and then the next part I can't remember how we transit. The way we end up in these situations is so strange to me because the purpose of doing what they do seems kind of obscure. The next part, they go into a hotel and they're all muddy, so they just walked over to this hotel. They're going up the stairs. They go past the clerk or whoever it is, the
Well, they go to the
person at the
barman
front.
first, and then they
Yeah,
go
the
to the clerk.
barman. Yeah, yeah. Because they're looking for somebody. I forgot the guy's name.
Sydney.
Sydney. I have no idea why they're looking for this dude, but they go
Yeah,
up
we're
there
not gonna find out, I don't think.
and then they walk up the stairs. They're in between the rooms. They figure out which room he's in. They light a little fire with some kindling and stick it under the door. And I guess it heats up the door handle. and then they whap on the door, and the guy gets up and starts saying something, and then they're having more of an argument. He opens a door, and then they just kill the dude.
I think yeah, they kill him. They
And then
kill him.
the clerk comes, and I'm pretty sure they kill him too.
Yeah, but it's all very sudden.
It's yeah, it's so quick, and you
And
have
it
no idea why why are we doing this? And the whole hotel's burning down, and they just run away. It's very strange.
that's why it reminds me of No Country for Old Men, because I feel like the first two deaths, like in the movie, where he kills the police officer
Hmm.
and then he kills the guy on the road. You remember like with the cattle gun?
Yeah,
Uh
watch that movie again.
yeah, I mean I know the movie really well. The book, I've read the book, and I don't remember the book as well. But I know the book is a lot. The movie and the book are like a lot alike, except near the end. The endings are a little bit different. It's a more descriptive as to how the main in the book. It's more descriptive as to how the main guy, Josh Brolin's character, I forgot his name. Uh, it's more descriptive in the book as to how exactly he died and what he was doing. Um, that's like the I think that was like the main differences when I was reading the book and the movie, and then also maybe it explains a little bit more as to what happened to the serial killer Javier Bardem too.
Hmm.
Uh, Anyway, but the violence is sudden, it's quick, it's descriptive, but it also doesn't tell you too much. It's not like and then he shortly died after. It's not those descriptors aren't there. Like we're pretty sure he's dead, like the way the book talks about it, but the fact that we don't get the confirmation is kind of eerie. Like I don't know about you, but the deaths in this book are very very strange and like uncomfortable. Like the deaths in City of Thieves, like as a comparison,
Hmm.
were bad too, right?
Yeah,
But we always knew kind of exactly what was happening. Um and the fact that we don't like get the exact details as to we're pretty confident like okay, they just brutally murdered this guy Sydney together. Uh and like we get the descriptors. So one of the descriptors which was like kind of uneasy was I'm going to go to the page. Oh, he began to pry out an eyeball with his thumb. That was Toadvine prying out Sydney's eyeball as he was on the ground.
yeah.
And then he says, "Kick his mouth in," called Toadvine, "Kick it."
Hmm.
And then he kicked him in the face. And then he said, "Keep kicking him." And then it says Toadvine pulled the bloody head around and looked at it and let it flop to the floor.
Yeah,
And he rose and he kicked the man himself. So
yeah,
it's just to me it feels like it's very uneasy. It's very uneasy. Like the fact like where we know he's dead, um but we don't get the outright confirmation. We just get the descriptors and we're like, okay, like that's what happened.
yeah.
Uh I don't know if what I said makes any sense. Maybe the comparison was kind of off, but
N- No, I think you're right. The maybe the difference is in the way that the book is narrated, because in City of Thieves it's a first person narrator and it's Lev, and so there's the description of what's happening, and I think in both books the description of how people fight and the visual is very vivid. Cormac
yes.
McCarthy is really good at writing the details down, and he uses specific vocabulary, and the vocabulary is also matched to the time period, so it adds to the how old it feels. It puts you in the context really well. But what he doesn't do is he doesn't ever write what a person's internal monologue is going to be, or what their response is, or what is truly happening from an object from like a human standpoint. The
Yeah.
narrator seems really indifferent to what is actually happening internally. So like the kid has no you never have any idea what the kid's thinking. So there's this closed off feeling as the reader that you get, because I don't know what the kid's thinking. I just see what he does, and the kid does crazy things, and I don't know why he does them, and he doesn't have an explanation because he also doesn't say a whole lot. He just seems, so I think that makes me uneasy as a reader because I can't tell what this person's going to do because I don't know how they think. Which from how I remember No Country for Old Men, at least the movie, that lack of reasoning makes the other people like the killer equally scary because he doesn't talk that much. He just does things, and they're you can kind of tell what the motivation is, but sometimes it's only right as he's doing it, and so it's hard to predict, and it makes it scarier. And so in this case, when the omniscient narrator just kind of says things matter of factly. It doesn't say this person died because even that is kind of an abstraction. It just like says he dropped his head on the ground, his bloody head. He kicked him in the face, or like he walked down this place, or like a visual description, or the house burned down, or this guy was big and 7 foot tall and wearing an oilcloth and bald as a stone. Like, it's very direct descriptions and very vivid imagery, but there's very little like thinking that is actually put in the book.
And
I think that makes a big difference.
it also seems like some people in the story are way more violent than others. Also, like your description just now was like super spot on. I really liked what you just said.
Thank you.
Um about the narrator, and then also how like we don't get the internal monologue of our characters, especially because the kid the kid, like, he's our protagonist, but he is not a good person. And he
No.
is we're I don't know, I really do not know where we're headed because the kid seems all sorts of crazy, just because of how inherently violent he is. One night, so from what you were saying, it puts a lot more things into perspective. One night he's on the ground struggling for his life against his potential murderer. And then the next morning, his potential murderer, he teams up with him, and now they're murdering someone else. And the thing that I was going to say was that there are some people in this story that are way more violent than others. We don't know about Sydney, but like the clerk seemed kind of friendly with Toadvine. Up the stairs, he knows Toadvine's up to no good, and he's like, what does he say? He says, Toadvine, you son of a bitch. That's what the clerk says. And he's just coming up the stairs, and he's trying to, like, get things in order. And then they come down the stairs. Who kicks him in the throat?
I think the kid might kick him in the throat.
No,
But
it
then
was actually Toadvine.
doesn't it's like a 1-2, right? Don't they both hit him?
Yeah, the kid came and hit him in the side of the head, and then he slumped over
Yeah.
and began to slide toward the landing.
So like maybe he's dead, you know? You have no idea. But he's probably gonna die in that burning
Fire.
building.
Yeah. I don't know. When he said kicked him in the throat and then he immediately sat down on the stairs, I thought that was like a bad sign. But yeah, we do not have confirmation. I just kind of assumed he died, but maybe he'd still lived. But there's also the problem where the whole hotel is now on fire because they lit the room on fire where Sydney was in.
Yeah. I think that lack of confirmation is reflected in the probably the indifference of the characters. Like the characters don't care that he died. And so that detail is not important. And so the author won't add anything to it. So you just are like, I don't know, maybe he's dead. Clearly like the violence mattered more than whether or not anyone died because it's just kind of like this there's like no morality to it. So like the death part doesn't hold as much weight, which seems even more gruesome.
Yeah, and it's just like these people are like not they don't hate Toadvine, they don't hate the kid. They're like, oh, what the hell's going on, and then they're just adding to it, like kind of out of a need for like maybe like not having any witnesses see the depravity of what's going on. So
Mhm.
that's why like the morality is not there, but the instinct for survival is, because while there is complete lawlessness, you don't need a witness telling, you know, maybe the judge, for example, I don't know, or the off or like some sort of law enforcement officer, like, oh, they burned down the hotel, so that's why they did what they did in the moment. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, and then they flee town. Uh, and then as they're fleeing town, he's getting his mule from a Spanish woman who's holding it, and the kid is constantly like stealing from people from not paying them, like in terms of their labor. So that was like another thing I noticed was that he doesn't pay in New Orleans. He gets shot twice, and a woman nurses him to health for like 2 weeks as he lies in a coma, I think, or something. Well, he's shot, so he's bedridden, and then he flees without pain. I think the book says that
Yeah.
while he's in New Orleans, and now he's getting his mule from this woman who has like a bunch of mules and horses, just like people's stuff. And the woman realizes he's not going to pay because he led the mule out into the road without like coming back to the woman, and then the woman ran after him.
Hmm.
uh but it didn't matter. So so yeah, so the kid steals, the kid murders, but the kid survives, and I think that's the end of chapter 1.
I
Oh,
think so.
sorry, there was one more thing. A few men sat horseback watching the flames, and one of these was the judge. As the kid rode past, the judge turned and watched him. He turned the horse as if he'd have the animal watch too. When the kid looked back, the judge smiled. And then the kid touched up the mule and they went sucking out past the old stone fort along the road west.
Yeah.
So that's chapter 1.
Yeah. Which reinforces just how little enforcement there is. There's just disregard for the law. The judge disregards the law. He shows that in going after the reverend. Then everyone seems to know that the law doesn't protect you. It's not that's not enough. So you can kind of do whatever you want if you have probably the steel to back it up. And then whoever survives in this wild place is whoever survives. And the judge probably just sees that and goes, "Yep, that's someone doing something," in a kind of rowdy way, and he probably just gets a kick out of it, which is. And then the way that the kid steals things and fights people and doesn't pay is almost blameless because he's so similar to like a wild animal that like you probably wouldn't blame something like that for,
Or acting on instinct.
yeah, for acting exactly on instinct. And he just kind of does things. It's not like he's not vindictive or he doesn't plan these things out. It's not like he's systematically going to places and exploiting them for gain because it's really hard to even tell what his goal is. Like, where are you going? What are you doing? You're just kind of wandering about. Even in chapter 3, I having known a little bit more of what's going to happen, I still can't tell what his like main plan is. But we can move on to chapter 2.
Do you want to
It's
talk about
the
chapter 3? I guess we don't have a lot of time, but
No, we don't have to. We don't have to. We can. I'm just adding the context that there's so much that even in the next chapter is not revealed. The confusion of the first couple of chapters just I think is purposeful.
yeah.
Okay, in chapter 2. In chapter 2, let me see the
We got
synopsis thing is
another.
actually very helpful.
Yeah, no, it does help a lot. And hopefully next time I'll have some notes written down so I can go back to certain things.
Do you want to
Uh,
kill this thing? Actually,
yeah, yeah. You ready?
yeah, yeah.
And it opens kind of like chapter 1 did, like the way the first paragraph starts.
Hmm.
We got some more description. Um,
Oh, I'm so gonna die.
we got some more like what was the word you were using? You said prophetic, but like maybe vindictive statements, like uh I don't know if vindictive is the right word, but he says, "Now comes days of begging, days of theft, days of riding where no soul, where no road." Oh wait, what does he say? Where their road, no soul save he. And I think he's talking about the kid. Um. Anyway,
Ah, get out of my way, dog.
there's like a really good description of like a lightning storm happening, like in the far west.
Mm-hmm.
They're still like I think right outside Nacogdoches in East Texas.
Yeah, I don't think they make
Uh,
it. I think they're not in like a specific
Toadvine and
place
the
yet.
kid were riding on the mule, and this mule is like not in good shape,
Yeah, this
which
mule
is
sucks.
yeah. I mean, it's not that the mule sucks; it's like not taken care of, you know.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Oh, it's the
Oh,
Panzer.
he clawed me. I was. Oh, but I got him. He said,
Oh, you got him?
"Yeah, just survive,
I'm
just
coming.
survive." And then there's a fire sale.
Oh wow, I have a whole bunch of money all of a sudden. That's some max ammo here.
Okay, nice, nice, nice.
Okay.
I'll get Jug here in a second.
Okay. Oh, I have jug. Oh, that's good to know. Do you want to take the fire sale while you have a chance?
Oh no, I'm good. All right, yeah, I'll do it. You have to, oh, fuck you. Sorry, I'm talking to the box.
Oh, wait, did it take your money?
It made me pay full price. That's a fire
Oh
sales.
no.
But I did get a good gun, so it's okay.
Okay.
Got the commando. I got the commando.
Commando is a good gun.
Yeah,
Okay, I filled this box.
nice, nice, nice. You're gonna have to buy some doors on behalf of both of us.
Yeah, that's fine. Gonna get some training going.
So yeah, the mule is not in good shape. But okay, so they go to the hermit's like hideout basically, which is like a little. It's kind of like what is it called? The Shire.
Like a hobbit hole.
Yeah, it's a little hobbit hole.
Yeah, it's just like a it is kind of like a hole in like a
Like a
I guess
hut,
it's
like
the
in the
side of a hill
ground.
or something. Like
Yeah.
it's it's pretty bare bones. And there's this grungy old dude in there.
Did you get the impression? Actually, I mean, I'll ask this question in a second, but uh,
Oh,
or
is it?
you want me to talk about chapter two? I don't know.
Go for it, go for it, go for it.
Okay, so we have the N word is used quite a few times in like I think chapter one and two.
Yeah,
I'm gonna refrain from saying it.
that's fine.
Um,
I was not gonna say it either.
but okay, we get a cool description. We know there's some lightning in the west. They're both pretty filthy, the hermit and the kid, and they're talking about water. Um, they're talking about water. They both need some water. The hermit only has the hermit Toadvine only has one bucket. He's like, I need to fetch some water for my mule. That's what the kid said. The mule belongs to the kid. And he's like, I'm not drinking after no mule. He's like, you ain't got another bucket? Like, nope. And so they go to the well, and I think the kid is able to fashion some sort of bucket, maybe from the well somewhere for the mule. And he gets the mule to drink, thankfully. Or the mule drinks because he's super thirsty. Uh oh, don't kill me. Oh, I'm gonna follow you. Um,
I'm quite yeah, I opened some doors.
and the kid was gonna leave. The kid was planning on leaving. Like he already kind of helped the hermit do. He already helped Toadvine do what he wanted. But Toadvine was like, "Nah, don't leave. There's a storm coming." He's like, "It's best you stay." And Toadvine is like really insistent on the kid staying. Is this a door? This is a
Yeah.
$1,000 door.
Yeah, I'm gonna open this one.
Um,
I think this
is
opens
there
both sides
anything
of
in
it.
here we're missing?
I didn't find any items in there. I found a shield part a little
I
bit
didn't even
ago.
configure my controls. Like, did you press down to see if there's anything we can see on the map, the menu, the
Yeah,
scoreboard? I
there's
mean,
nothing there.
okay. Um,
Oh, and this leads back to the. Okay, is this like a drop down? This is okay.
oh, it's really weird. The hermit's talking about like some of his past experiences. He used to be a slave owner. Uh, and he shares some kind of what I would say are, strange ideas, but maybe ideas that were like acceptable for the time. Um, let me go. This was probably like a really interesting part of this whole section was when he's talking about. Okay, so the
Okay.
so Toadvine is talking. He says the way of the transgressor is hard. God made this world, but he didn't make it to suit everybody, did he? And then the kid says, I don't believe he much had me in mind. I said Toadvine. But where does a man come by his notions? What world he's seen that he liked better? And then the kid says, I can think of better places and better ways. Can you make it be? And the kid says, no. And then the man says, no, it's a mystery. A man's at odds to know his mind, because his mind is aught he has to know it with. I didn't actually really know what that sentence meant. Um,
Oh,
but
it's like you
yeah, go ahead.
like. I think it's like kind of the same as when people say, "I use my brain to think about my brain." I think that's kind of what he means. Like I have
Okay.
my mind, and I only have my mind to know it with. I
And then he says,
think
oh yeah.
no, that was just keep going, keep going.
He says he can know his heart, but he don't want to. Rightly so. Best not to look in there. It ain't the heart of a creature that is bound in the way that God has set for it. He can find meanness in the least of creatures. But when God made man, the devil was at his elbow. A creature that can do anything. Make a machine, and a machine to make the machine. An evil that can run itself 1,000 years. No need to tend it. You believe that? And then the kid says, I don't know. And then Toadvine says, believe that. Um, that was really interesting. The evil that can run itself 1,000 years, no need to tend to it. You know, man and machine. I don't know. I like the concept of man and machines talked about like extensively in like, all of the literature like since post-industrial revolution.
Hmm.
I mean, this is like, yeah, this is a little bit past like when the industrial revolution started, I guess.
I think it's in the middle
Um,
of the Industrial Revolution. I think this is right around. I mean, it's not the beginning.
yeah.
I think 1850-ish is pretty square in the middle of the Industrial Revolution.
And now in the modern age we're talking about AI and that's just like industrial revolution times number 2. I don't know.
Yeah, it's a good image. That it's a good bit of symbolism because the funny thing is that as he's kind of alluding, we went out to this wild west where there aren't any constructs of people. There's no laws or like definitive places where people are living. There's no big cities. They're just kind of these towns. And yet the wildest thing about this place is the people that inhabited it, that took over, because the people make the machines that they build their own thing, and they're the things that are actually the biggest agents of how chaotic it is to live in the Wild West. It's not the wilderness, even though that's supposedly the wild part of the Wild West, but it's actually the people and how cruel they are, how brutal they are, and what they do to each other and what they create, sometimes machines, that makes it such a dangerous place to be, such a hellish place to be, even.
Yeah, I did skip the part where he was talking about being a slave master. If you don't mind me going back to that.
Go for it.
Basically the only thing is that he has a man's heart with him in his little shed, which is really, really weird because he has like nothing, but he
Yeah.
keeps this man's heart that he bought for $200 when, around the time he used to be a slave master. And it's a black man's heart. It's dried and blackened. Um, I don't think he really cares for it. He like immediately passes it back. Um, and he says Toadvine says there's four things that can destroy the earth. He said women, whiskey, money, and black people.
Yeah.
Um, and then he said
That's
the
what he
heart
said.
costed him $200, and the kid was like, "You gave $200 for it?" And Toadvine said, "I did, for that was the price they put on the black son of a bitch it hung inside of." Um, hopefully my voice is never taken outside of context, but
Yeah. No, no clipping.
no
You
clipping.
must watch the whole video if you watch this.
Um, yeah, Toadvine is like also really crazy. I think we kind of established that. He does have, he has some points that he makes, but again, these are like thoughts that probably come to a lot of people at like certain times. Like I'm not saying there's no depth to it, but it's just like um it's probably something you have to think about given the context of how crazy the situation is in that time period, like 1849.
Yeah.
Um and this whole time, and more, he's telling the kid to get comfortable for bed. And this whole time, this is what I was gonna ask you like 15 minutes ago when I brought up the question. I was like, what I was going to say was like, did you get the impression that he was waiting for the kid to fall asleep so he could either like A, kill him or like B, rape him or something? Something like that. Like, did you feel that building up while you were reading this chapter?
I I wasn't it felt weird. I don't know if I had an inkling that he was gonna do something to him. But then the kid does wake up in the middle of the night and the guy's just standing over him.
Yeah.
And then he goes like, "What do you want?" And then the guy just moves away. And then when he wakes up, he's gone. So I still am not sure exactly what the guy was planning on doing because if he was, I mean, I guess if he was gonna kill him, he could have done that in his sleep. But if he was gonna rape him, that he would have woken up. So I don't know if like the plan was to surprise him, or if he was just watching him, or if he was gonna like cut his heart out, like the other heart he has. It's really unclear what his plan was, but it did feel creepy. He's a creepy
It seemed
dude.
like he was planning something and then he hesitated. I don't know.
Yeah,
But because he didn't steal any of his stuff. Like the kid didn't wake up and was like, "Where's my knife?" or like, where's my,"
yeah. Where's my kidney, Charlie?
yeah. Oh, you can just crawl over this rock.
Yeah, but you
You
can't come back.
stupid. Okay. um, where's my kidney, Charlie? Or no, no,
Or
no,
wait, what are their names? I don't even think they have names.
no.
He said, "Where's my kid? Oh, they stole my
Oh,
kidney."
damn it! They took my kidney. Or I don't know what he says. It was probably a little cleaner. Go over this bridge, Charlie. This magical bridge. Um, and then he
Get it
finds some
now,
cattle.
Charlie.
He finds some cattle people. The cattle people are pretty nice. They give him a few things, and then they tell him to go to it's not pronounced Bexar, right? It's pronounced like
I
Bahar.
actually have no idea. I've never seen that place before.
Well, you know where San Antonio is, right?
Yeah.
Like Bexar County.
Oh, I
Yeah.
didn't know that was the county's name, even though I've been there multiple times.
I'm pretty sure when they say Bexar, they're just referring to San Antonio, but like in an old-fashioned way.
Yeah, I don't know when it got the name San Antonio, so that might have been its first name.
Yeah. Or like maybe it's like an outskirt of San Antonio, and then eventually that's how it became Bexar County. Anyway, I'm pretty sure that that's where he's headed, like the San Antonio area. He's going south,
Yeah,
and they say it's gonna take him 4 days. Um,
and they give him some beans.
yeah, they give him some food. They give him a knife, I think. The kid.
Yeah, I
So
think
the
yeah.
kid separates from Toadvine. Um, he has his mule. He left. He finds, the cattle people. Um, they asked it. The cattle people are an odd bunch themselves. Crossbreeds are some of them. Free black people, and then some Indians as well, or Native Americans, I guess we would say. And then they asked him if he was going to California, and he was like, I'm not sure where I'm going. And then he says Bexar. And then he takes 4 days to get to Bexar. And his mule is like really struggling. And I feel really bad for the mule because he has like wooden spurs on his boots and he's like hitting the mule in the ribs with the wooden spurs.
Mhm.
Mule is like so weak.
Yeah, I think its hooves are chipped or something like that. So
Yeah.
probably his legs hurt. It's being beaten down.
Yeah. Um they hobbled on across the endless plain. He comes to Behar, he wants to drink. He gets into another fight.
Yeah.
Um and this fight is so like there's not even a confrontation between two people. It's a very I mean, basically he wants to drink and I mean, if it's 1949, the kid how old is the kid? 16?
18 yes. I think he was born in 33. He runs away at 14, and then there's a year that goes by before he gets shot. And then there's a couple of weeks that go by when he's recovering. And then it's 1849. And so there's a 16-year difference. So he's potentially 15 or 16. Like he's either it's the year of his he'll turn 16, but maybe he hasn't turned 16 yet because it's been a year since he like a year and a little bit since he ran away at 14. So he's either 15 or 16, I think, based on what I read in the first chapter.
Yeah,
But he is trying to get a drink at this bar
in Behar
and
or
in
Bexar.
Behar or Bexar, whichever one, San Antonio-esque place. And
Yeah.
I think most of the people there are Mexican because they
Yeah,
all
they're
speak
speaking
Spanish.
Spanish.
And in this case, I'm not profiling people. This is literal 1840. The people speaking Spanish are probably from Mexico.
Yeah,
Um,
what was Mexico
what was
basically
Mexico?
10 years prior?
Yeah. So the the um the bartender only speaks Spanish, and there's an old guy who speaks some English, who doesn't really seem to care at all what's going on in this situation. The kid wants something to drink, tries to gesture it, say I want something to drink, and the bartender is asking him for money. He has no money, and the kid says, I'm
I'll
willing to
work.
work for some drink." And so the old guy in the corner kind of translates it for the bartender, and the bartender is like, "I don't have any work for you to do." And then the
Yeah, he said the
kid's
whole thing, I think.
yeah, kid motions makes a sweeping motion because he's saying, I'll sweep the floors," and the bartender is like, "It's not dirty." I think he, because I read the Spanish and I'm pretty sure he said it's not dirty, like no es
Yeah.
sucia or something. And the kid's still trying to get the bartender to give him a broom. So eventually he gives it to him and he sweeps around. He sweeps around this old dog that's there. He sweeps around the people. He gets some people who are standing at the bar to move so he can sweep that area. And then he comes back around and he's like, "Can I have that drink now?" And the bartender's like, "No."
This Andale.
Yeah, he says, "Get out of here." Yeah, exactly. He's no. So then the kid um, goes to fight the bartender, and I think the bartender has a gun. But for some reason, the bartender doesn't use the gun. He goes over to the kid to
With
fight him.
the buck, the is this where he what is it called? I'm trying to turn to the page.
Oh, the bung
Oh, the
something
bung starter, right? Isn't that
bung
his
starter.
weapon?
Yeah, which is I guess a hammer to beat down the barrels so that they like kind of loosen up.
So the kid like backed up. Like I think he knew I don't know. Like so the barman had a gun. It was under the bar, so it was concealed.
Yeah.
And then the kid backed up, and then the barman came towards him with a bunk starter because he wants him to leave.
Hmm.
Um, and even though the pistol was concealed, I think the kid knew it was there. So he's like trying to get the kid out with the bunk starter, and the kid had picked up that he had a gun. But the kid's weaponless, so he's in the center of the room. The barman comes after him with the bunk starter, which is probably like a decent weapon for the situation. But he doesn't realize who he's dealing with. And then the kid jumps over the bar and he grabs the pistol. So now the kid has the pistol. Um, and no one's really helping the barman out. Um, and the
And
kid also, oh yeah,
doesn't the
go ahead.
kid get like some bottles or something?
Yeah, he got some bottles. He selected a pair of full bottles from the shelves and came around the bar with each hand. So now he has some weapons. Um, and the barman is breathing heavily because I think he's like out of gas. He's out of juice. I mean, and the kid starts attacking him. He hits him with one bottle. It's very clean the way he fights with these bottles. He hits him with one bottle, immediately drops it. Like as he hits him with the bottle on the side of the head, the author says, blood sprays out. He drops the bottle. He pitches, so he tosses the other bottle in the air because he's right hand dominant, so he's not going to hit with his left hand. He immediately tosses the bottle that's in his left hand to his right hand, and then sticks it in his eye, right? Across
Yeah,
the
he sticks
barman's
the
skull.
shard in his eye.
Um yeah. Oh, what he does is he hits him with his right. He hits him with the first bottle in his right hand. He lets go of that bottle, tosses the second bottle into the air and picks it up with his right hand. That was in his left hand. He backhands him with his right hand. So first one was probably like a front hand, and the second one was a backhand. And as he backhands him, the bottle breaks. And then as the barman sinks to the floor, he then plunges. He basically stabs him in the eye with the broken bottle because it had to be broken first.
Yeah.
Um, I think he kills him.
I'm pretty sure he
Probably.
does. I'm
Yeah.
actually more sure that this guy is dead
Yeah.
because that guy does not get up.
Yeah.
And then the kid takes another bottle with like for the road.
Yeah.
And
And
I
then he
guess he has
goes
the
to a
gun. He
church.
keeps the gun, I guess?
Um.
Can't remember actually.
Yeah. Although the gun was like, what did it say? The gun was wooden. I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, I think he does keep the gun. Or maybe he. What does he do?
Because I can tell you that the gun does not reappear, at least in the next chapter. So I'm actually not sure
Oh,
what
he laid
happened.
the pistol down.
Oh, okay.
He does lay the pistol down, so I don't think so. He's gunless.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then he
Um.
just hits the road.
Yeah. He goes to a church. The church has been desecrated by the American army or like the American soldiers. Again, just the juxtaposition of like trying to seem civilized in a terrible place, right? Um, in a savage land, I guess you could say.
Yes.
Um, there's dead bodies in the church. There's like a dead family. I don't know why. Like it's kind of like just like briefly mentioned,
Yeah, I'm not also not sure why there were dead bodies in the church.
and then I
Can't
think he
count
falls
some.
asleep in the church, and then his mule
Yeah.
ditches him.
Yeah, Mule just kind of walks away.
Yeah, I think the mule is like super thirsty. Like he hasn't had water, and so the mule goes to find water, and then the kid finds the mule, at a river. At this point, the book says there's like some blacks, but like, do they mean did they just mean black people? Is that what the book meant? I actually was kind of confused at this point.
I think so. I think it just means that there's a group of black people that
Like
are
at the river.
by the river because he's going looking for the mule, which I think he just tracked down there, and he's
In
like,
the
"Have you
mud.
seen my mule?" The person's like, "I don't know if it was a mule, but something walked by."
Yeah, they kind of made fun of like the animal.
And then he finds
Um,
the mule.
and then he kicks it.
Yeah, like a half-hearted little kick, which doesn't seem
Yeah,
to bother the mule at all. And that, then I think he's like in the water, and that's kind of the end of the
like some
second
holy
chapter.
wretched baptismal candidate.
Yeah,
Because he sucks. That's what the author is telling
yeah.
us.
The Antichrist is here.
He's kind of an asshole.
But yeah, that's the first two chapters. But it's, again, he's just like his motivations are so difficult to understand because he killed this bar guy essentially for a drink.
Yeah. Very, and it's just he does it like very thoroughly. Like he's very quick. Like he takes the bottles. The way it's described, it's like something he's like not unfamiliar with, which is like disturbing in itself.
Yeah.
This isn't like Lev, in City of Thieves, for the first time he's like, oh my gosh, like I don't know, like when he plunges a knife, he gets kind of lucky. Like he's not a on instinct, he's not a killer, but the kid is. The kid on instinct like knows how to kill very
Yeah.
quickly. Um. So yeah, and we haven't gotten to the Blood Meridian yet. Because I think the Blood Meridian's supposed to be like the furthest out west you could go, and he's in Texas right now. I feel like
Yeah.
we're gonna get further west, and the story is probably every chapter. I don't know about chapter 3. I know someone dies in chapter 3. I don't know like the details of what happens because it says in the beginning, it says companion killed. Um,
Yes.
See, it
Yeah.
seems like we're in for a rough ride. I think.
There's going to be a lot of death in this book.
Yeah, and the kid's the protagonist.
The kid is the protagonist.
Yeah.
Silent protagonist.
I hope our whole
Unnamed
book discussion
protagonist.
isn't like, wow, that was really bad, like
Wow, that was
I don't
rough.
know, yeah. But maybe we can pick up on like because I guess I'm trying to understand what the story is. Maybe the story is just like the journey itself of like what the Wild West represents. But anyway,
Yeah.
it is a
Certainly at this point it's just a good description of how amoral this place is and how aimless it is. That is just like things happen out here, and maybe it's a description of how those things happen so easily.
the writing is really good.
Yeah, it is really good.
You know how like in fantasy there's like different types of world building that's done.
Mm-hmm.
Are you familiar with like the grim dark world building?
No.
Oh, there's like whenever basically in fantasy, whenever an author sets up a story, it's like there's like this concept of like how does the fantasy world operate? And so there's like a lot of different terms, and it's like a morality scaling of how moral the world is. I don't know all the different terms, unfortunately. I just know that grimdark is like the lowest possible morality scaling a fantasy world can get. Um And basically, grimdark specifically, like on a fantasy scaling, means the world is mostly evil, and the world is mostly evil, and like there are a few heroes, but like the world is run by like the evil gods or like evil people, and it's supposed to be like very bleak world building, um, like a very amoral society.
Mm-hmm.
And so I mentioned that because like you've watched the TV show Berserk, right? Like you watched the anime adaptation.
I've not.
Oh, I thought. Oh, sorry. I thought you had.
I've
Um,
not.
Berserk is very much like that. It's like a grim, dark world at certain points of the story. And I would say like the way Cormac McCarthy's writing, not to use the term grimdark, but like a better term would be like it's a very negative view of like what society is. Like it's like, and it's not to say it's like unrealistic, but it's like that's like how the world is painted, with like a very not nihilistic, but a very pessimistic view of like how humans operate, I would say.
Yeah, it's very survivalist. The way that
Yes,
these
survivalist
things
is like another
described,
good term.
like it's just you. It's like the eat or be eaten. You know, like
Yeah.
pure competition. There's nothing that's protecting you except for yourself. Like survival of the fittest kind of thing.
Yeah.
And it also seems that this is not a book where people, other than maybe the protagonist, because we have to follow him through the story, there's not really any guarantee that any of the characters are going to survive.
Yeah.
So, or that they're even going to stay as part of the story. This at to this point. Oh, how did you get up there?
There's a staircase.
Where do you? It's so dark. How did you see that? Oh, there it is. Oh my gosh.
I found a debris that cost 1 cent.
Oh, that sounds like a monkey's paw kind of debris.
I
Like a
was thinking there was
cursed.
gonna be a jump scare when I walked in here.
Oh. Okay, it's another soul box. What is this thing? Oh, is this a CCTV? Or a CR? I can't remember. Oh, speed cola is here.
Well, we opened up. I think we opened up the whole map, or maybe not. Let me see if there
I
are any other doors.
Well, the pack-a-punch machine is in the middle. I don't know
Oh,
how to get to it though.
it's in.
It's in this big
Oh, it's
where
in
all
the
that fire
middle.
and lava is. You can see it from the
I see.
starting
I
area.
see.
I should probably
Yeah,
do a
this map
double
is a
tap.
little dark. I like the layout though. I like how it was made.
The layout is good.
There's some secret corridors.
Bang bang.
Can I go through here? Yeah, I can. Yeah, how do you get to pack a punch? Pack a punch.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't find a door. And there's no way to climb up there. Maybe
Maybe.
you have to get
Oh,
launched from
oh, I think you have
someplace.
to teleport.
Oh.
Like, look, I'm gonna go over here. Come to where I am in the corner.
Okay, wait, I'm gonna come around the other way. There's a lot of crawlers over here. The story in that way that anything could kill anybody kind of reminds me, at least at the beginning of the Walking Dead
Hmm.
in the first few seasons, where any of the characters could have just, oh, I see it, okay. Oh, should we do it?
Yeah.
At least it doesn't cost anything. Oh, here we are. Okay, well, I don't have the money for it, but you can. Can we even walk out of here? Oh, this is a very small area, so I'm guessing
We're
we just
safe.
have to wait for it to. But will it teleport us back into that room?
This is actually really stupid. Like, why would you have a teleporter just you know
Just for pack a punch
20 feet into the top of this hill?
that you can't just walk off the side either.
Yeah. Like, why not? Like, this is like so unnecessary. I guess it's a safe haven because of the lava.
Oh, you end up here.
Interesting.
Okay, well, I guess that means that probably there won't be a bunch of zombies. Oh, I see that they didn't want to want to close off the map. You can just see the void out there.
Yeah.
What's I say? I guess you can jump off of here. Oh, okay. What's with the fire? Can you just walk into this and die?
Yeah.
Oh, yes. What happens if I revive you? Oh, great. You're dead.
Yeah, I'm actually
You're totally dead.
dead. I'm trying to jump. There's no way out.
You have fiery eyes when you're dead.
Oh, I thought I almost got out.
Oh, I hit the thing. Why does it land me here? That's so weird. Should I just let you die? Should we both die?
I guess our book discussion's over, right? Or did we need to add anything else before we give up?
No, I think just like the book. Fire and brimstone.
Fire and brimstone. Here, here.